Good evening and welcome into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heidemann and Associates. I'm Alex Napolis here at Westlake High School, getting ready to bring you some Region 3 action. Joining me today up here in the booth is former Snow College player, current writer for Major League Soccer and Real Salt Lake for Area Sports Network, and a huge soccer fan in Carson Lance. Carson, how you doing? Thanks for joining us today, man.
I'm doing great, Alex. Thanks for having me.
So let's take a look at the matchup at hand. It is the Westlake Thunder taking on the American Fork Cavemen. How great does it feel to be out here calling some high school soccer, Carson?
Nothing feels better than this, man. Just watching some soccer in the nice Utah spring weather here in Saratoga Springs. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. We have a wonderful weather, can't complain about it. We're going to have the Westlake Thunder in the blue, shooting to the left of your screen here in the first half. And then we're going to have the American Fork Cavemen in the white, shooting to the right of your screen. We're moments away from getting underway. And Carson, what are you looking for in the early goings of this one?
Man, I'm keeping my eye on number 7, Luis Canat, brother of Owen Canat, UVU player. Very good player, leading goal scorer for the Cavemen.
Glad you mentioned that, because Canat comes into this one at 11 goals and 14 assists so far this season, having an incredible year, and the American Fork Cavemen riding the excellence of Canat so far this season. And we are underway as the ball gets rolling here at Westlake. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 80 minutes of the beautiful game. Ball played out wide in the direction of Jaden Brown. Brown plays it back. And now we'll go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Maddox Pay. Pay plays it out wide. And then back to the center back. And then he'll go all the way back to Pay. Early possession here for American Fork, as they look to build it out of the back. Ball comes in. Won back only momentarily by the Westlake Thunder. And here come the Cavemen once again as that ball filtered through over the top and straight back for the goalkeeper, Ben Granados. Ball comes out wide to Saunders. Saunders brings it in. Pressured by Connect. Luis Connect now wins it back in the middle of the park. Cuts it back, plays it in for Damian Wilkinson. And won by Suarez. Suarez filters one through. Here comes an opportunity for Westlake. It's going to be Naultz, who just loses out possession. Won back by the Cavemen.
That was so close by the Westlake right there. That's a good defense by American Fork Cavemen, though.
Ball goes out, and it'll be a throw-in for Saunders. Saunders plays it in. And ball will just come across as Nedesheim will come across and let that one roll out. It'll be a goal kick for American Fork. Early goings here, Carson. It looks like the Cavemen just happy to have possession here as they look to play it out of the back, but that one given away. Brown wins it back in the middle of the park. Brown filters one through, looking in the direction of Connect. And now at the feet of Derek Saunders. Saunders will play it into the middle. Brought in by Christensen. Christensen floats one in over the top. Oh. And here comes a good opportunity for Westlake as Pay off his line and clears that one away.
That was a great ball by Westlake into Pay. That was a great goalkeeping way to rush out on that one.
Nice read off the line there for Maddox Pay. And now we're looking for a ball.
Both teams pretty even right now. American Fork looks really eager to get in the attack, but they cannot find anything right now. Now we got Westlake with the throw-in.
See what the Thunder can do here in the attacking third as that ball comes in on the deep throw-in, playing it into the mix and cleared out by the Cavemen. Nicely done defensively by American Fork, only to be won back momentarily by the Thunder into the feet now of the Cavemen. Nice turn there from Nedesheim. Looking in the middle now. A little bit of a misconnect. Miller Hall takes a deflection. Here come the Thunder now as that ball goes out wide to Suarez. Devin Suarez now at the corner flag, has an opportunity here to cross it into the box. 2 in the middle waiting for Westlake. The cross comes in, takes a deflection off of Ben Hess, and we'll have our first corner of the evening.
Westlake's press keeps getting the best of American Fork. They can't find a way to break out of it so far, but here we go with a corner from Westlake.
Set piece opportunity for the Thunder as the ball comes in near post. Punched away by Pay, still an opportunity. And now Jaden Brown has an opportunity to clear it here for American Fork. Booted away by Hess. Lands at the feet of the Westlake defender. Westlake back in possession, that ball out wide to Saunders. Saunders carries, plays it out wide to Hepworth. Hepworth back now to Rasavong. Rasavong looking to float one in the direction of Suarez. Suarez is there, Pay off his line, and Maddox Pay doing a phenomenal job of reading that one.
Pay looking confident early in the game with coming out confidently and challenging for that ball.
Ball out wide now as that goes in the direction of Osborne. Osborne settles it. Brown carrying up the sideline. Here comes a good opportunity for American Fork. Back into Brown. Brown near the top of the 18. Still an opportunity for the Cavemen. And one back well by Westlake. That ball pushed forward now. Here comes a quick counter. Ball looking to play it wide to Hepworth. Maddox off his line. Maddox Pay does a good job to read that one and clear.
Man, Pay cannot get anything past him right now. He's like the 5th defender in the back line.
Doing a great job at playing that sweeper-keeper role at the moment for this Caveman side. Here come American Fork. That ball filtered through to Osborne. Osborne gets on the back of his defender. Ball played through, takes a couple of deflections, and now American Fork will have their first corner of the afternoon.
Osborne had the chance to be the hero right there, instead opted to be unselfish and trying to play his teammate Luis Canet in. But what a ball by Jaden Brown.
Jaden Brown doing fantastic here, and they'll say that the last deflection came off of Osborne, and so we won't have the first corner for American Fork. Off of the deflection, goal kick as that ball comes out. One back quickly by American Fork, and then that ball floated over the top. Defensive race here between Westlake and American Fork as that ball booted away. Out wide now. Up the sideline, looking in the direction of Suarez, but it'll just go comfortably back to Pay. Played out quickly to Mason Jolly. Jolly will play it in the middle of the park now for Wilkinson. Back to Nasheim. And that ball booted away. Up the sideline now. One back by American Fork. Here come the Cavemen. That ball filtered through. Connect trying to get on the end of it. Nicely read by Brent Granados off his line to boot it away.
Jaden Brown with already 2 great balls to play his teammates in. American Fork are unlucky not to be on the board.
Fantastic vision from Brown as that one was trying to get to Connect on the end of it. And again, Connect has just been having an incredible season for American Fork. Wilkinson trying to win that back for the Cavemen. Westlake ball out to Saunders. Saunders flicks it up. Brought down, one back in the middle of the park by Hudson Rios. Here comes Connect. Connect can't get around his defender as that ball goes out of bounds and out, and we'll have a goal kick. 32:56 left to go here in the first. Carson, what have you seen from both sides so far? What have you liked from this Caveman side, and what have you liked from the Thunder?
I like it from the Caveman side. They're being very patient in their build-up right now, and they're not forcing anything. Westlake, their press is getting the better of the Cavemen left and right, and I feel this is a good battle so far. I like what I'm seeing. I think the Westlake could have an upset here if they wanted to, but let's see what we got.
Pay off his line, doesn't connect the best with it, ends up booting it away, and now American Fork trying to break here with an opportunity as that ball comes into the middle of the park. Now back out wide. Now it's going to be Brown. Brown brings it in. Brown around Rasavong. Rasavong doing a fantastic job defensively as boots that one away. Now it's Hepworth on the end of it. Hepworth for the Thunder. Back to his defender. Ball in the middle of the park now for Nault. Nault up the sideline for Hepworth, who is just barely offside, but offside indeed as the flag is raised on the far side, and a good opportunity here for Westlake to get him behind.
That's so unlucky, though. He was very close from pinning the Westlake up 1-0 over the Cavemen.
Just a foot or two off on that one. The Westlake faithful here at Westlake High School not happy with the call, but a fair call. And now here comes a free kick for American Fork with an opportunity to clear their lines. Ball booted up and away. And coming across defensively is the Westlake defense. I believe that was Jacob Lewis coming across to just header that one out. Throw-in coming up for American Fork on the far side.
Both teams just being patient right now. They're both eager to get a goal on the board, but nothing yet.
Rasavon coming across defensively, doesn't hit the ball well. Osborne with the shot. Cleared out by Westlake, and a good opportunity there off the mistake as Rasavon just missed the ball there on the clearance. Osborne now floats one in. Doesn't get the best of touches on it. Can't connect, and that will be out for a goal kick. Let's take a look at these two sides coming into this one. For the home side, Westlake coming into this one at 3-7 overall, currently sitting in fifth place of Region 3 at 1-5. 29 goals conceded so far this season, 17 goals scored, and they find themselves at 18th in the RPI. It's a young team for Westlake. There are a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors on this side. They lose a lot of talent from last year, but so far able to pull off those 3 wins. Well, just the one in region play. We'll see if they can pull off that upset tonight, as you mentioned, Carson.
Yeah.
Ball filtered through, looking for Wilkinson. One back by Rasavong. Rasavong playing that up now to Hepworth. Hepworth found himself on the left wing early, and now he's switched over to that right side for Westlake. One back in the middle of the park by Hall. Miller Hall looking to play one through. Out for a throw.
That was great composure by Miller right there to get out of that pressure. Great composure on the feet and getting out of there. Got to have some great agility.
Miller Hall doing a great job there as that ball goes out of bounds and out. We'll have a throw-in coming up for the home side. Let's take a look at this away side real quick as the American Fork Cavemen coming to this one at 8-2 overall, find themselves in third place of Region 3 at 4-2. And look, anything can happen so in this region. Obviously, a big matchup going on across the valley with Lone Peak taking on Pleasant Grove. Depending on what happens in that one, we still could very well see a shared region title between whether it's Lone Peak, whether it's American Fork, or whether it's Pleasant Grove. It's still close here in Region 3.
If I'm one of those schools, I don't want to be sharing in that title. That's for sure.
A win tonight for Lone Peak would all but guarantee at least a minimum of a shared title. Still 3 games to play this season. Anything can happen down here in Region 3.
That's not something you hear every day in soccer, is a shared title. When you said that, it kind of threw me off a bit.
Here comes a throw-in for Westlake. Ball over the top, looking for Suarez. Cleared out by American Fork. Nice touch there from Wilkinson as he plays it through to Connect. Connect now taking it into the box. Here comes Connect. The shot, it's in. Lewis Connect. That ball just filtered through and ends up into the back of the net, and now he has 12 on the year.
Wow, Alex, that was a brilliant goal by Connect. What a ball by Wilkinson, though, to play Connect through. That goal will not have happened without Wilkinson's vision. But wow, what composure to put that ball into the back of net and pick Cavemen up 1-0 over Westlake.
Incredible opportunity taken there by Connect. And look, I think it all starts with that touch from Wilkinson, and as he just gets around his defender and then just filters it through. Beautifully done from both Wilkinson and Connect, and then obviously Connect, who just puts it into the back of the net fantastically there from the Cavemen. 1-0.
All you got to do was just put it on target.
Ball now back in play. And now here comes Westlake as they look for a response. 1-0 here with 27:40 left to go in the first half. American Fork leads it. Ball booted away by the Cavemen defense. Connect wins it now. takes a heavy touch as Hempworth wins it back. Here comes Westlake as they look for a response. What a play there from Hempworth. Oh, how about that one, Carson?
Wow, man, that was something else right there. Hempworth is doing everything he can to help his team stay in this game.
Hempworth with a nice little bit of skill. That ball goes out of bounds, and now it'll be a throw-in for the home side. Official saying, hey, it's for the other team. Oh, no, he's pushing him back. He's saying he's too far up the pitch.
Well, that's not going to change much, so it's already in his own half.
Ball goes out of bounds again. It'll be another throw-in for this time for Westlake. As it looks like we have some substitutions getting ready on the sideline for the home side.
I'm really looking for Suarez to take over this game. You know, he's his leading goal scorer, plays up top for Westlake, 7 goals on the season. Let's see if he can put his team on his back and help them stay in this game.
And we just found out that Suarez is on his way to Brazil.
Yeah, we heard that. We don't know what academy is, but we heard he's going on trial at a academy in Brazil, which, you know, that's very unheard of for a lot of high school soccer players in the state of Utah.
Connect, gets that ball through, goes around the keeper, taken down, and no call. Does a fantastic job to get around Granados, but unfortunately for Connect, can't connect with the back of the net.
Yeah, that's
and we have a throw. Ball comes in now, the shot from distance, off the post, and out for the goal kick.
Yeah, looking back on that play, Connect was very unlucky to meet the turf monster here in Saratoga.
It was another fantastic play, very similar to the one that we saw from the first goal, where Connect just finds himself in behind the defense, one-on-one with Granados, does a fantastic job to get around Granados, but unfortunately, as you said, the turf monster is there to get him.
Yeah, I didn't see any contact from Granados. I think Connect just got introduced to the turf monster, so as we already said.
That ball now up to Suarez. Nice touch there from Suarez. Back to Suarez. Into the box. Has an opportunity here. Pulls it back across. And it's, oh no! So close to the equalizer as the volley just goes skimming past the post. Westlake that close to tying it up.
Beautiful play by Suarez right there. As I said, I want him to put the team on his back, and he's doing exactly that. They're very unlucky to be level with the Cavemen right now.
That ball looked like it was screaming for goal as the volley just came off of Hepworth, but unfortunately just skims past the post. Incredible opportunity here for Westlake to try it up. And now a free kick for American Fork. Oh, that would have been such a nice goal, Carson.
Oh, it would have. We were robbed of a great goal right there.
Ball back in play. Here comes American Fork in possession. Brown floats one through looking for Osborne. That's Rios as he gets on the end of it. Brings it in. One back by Westlake and cleared by Westlake. And what the Cavemen doing a good job here of keeping the foot on the gas and looking for their opportunities now as Miller Hall brings it in. Hall. Out wide as Hall still carries in possession and now out for a throw.
The Thunder got to do something about Jaden Brown. He's everywhere, and they cannot guard him right now.
Jaden Brown has done everything right for this American Fork side here in the first half. Beautiful passes, finding himself in space, and here comes Brown again. Brown looking for Wilkinson. That ball booted away by Westlake. One back by the Thunder, looking in the direction of Suarez. One now in the middle of the park by Mason Jolly. Jolly plays it to the goal scorer, Connect. Connect taking a shot from distance. Takes a deflection and safely into the hands of Ben Granados.
Yeah, Connect is just everywhere right now. He's exactly what I want a forward to be doing. He's confident, cutting in and taking shots left and right.
Here comes Connect again as he plays that one through to Osborne. Osborne takes a touch and one back by Westlake. I didn't see a foul there. Not much to go off of on that one. As American Fork again trying to find a good opportunity to break through, almost do there. Ball out wide now to Saunders. Playing it back as Westlake now here trying to control possession. Nolte takes a heavy touch, is able to get it out to Hepworth. Ball back in the middle of the park now for Christensen. Christensen takes a heavy touch and loses it out. Ball now with the Cavemen, and that one will be a foul.
And Turf Monster once again is getting the better of the Cavemen.
Ball played quickly and cleared out well by Westlake. Here comes Suarez. Mason Jolly gets a header on it, and then Pay comes off his line to clear, and Pay doing his best impression once more of Manuel Neuer.
You definitely see that inspiration of Manuel Neuer just rushing out and not caring if he gets hurt or not. He's leaving it on the field.
They're doing a great job of staying off his line and cleaning up sweeper keeper business. Here comes Osborne on the other end. Osborne takes a touch, plays it in, the cross, and booted away by Westlake, and we'll have a corner coming up here for American Fork.
That was some great defense by Westlake there to stop the Cavemen from getting on the board once again. We got a great game so far though. This is a great attacking game. Both teams are going at it. Let's see if the Cavemen can get another one off this corner.
Set piece opportunity coming up here for the visitors as the cross comes in, looking near post, headed away by Hepworth, and Miller Hall is there to collect. Hall will take a shot from distance safely into the hand of Ben Granados.
All right, Hall. It's a very low percentage shot, but I always like the eagerness to shoot outside the box.
Ball out wide now, looking in the direction of Grady DeVries, but that ball goes out of bounds and out. It'll be a throw-in once more for the visiting Cavemen. Halfway through this one, 1-0. American Fork leads it here at Westlake High School. Carson, what have you liked so far from this Cavemen side?
Just their patience in the build-up, and they're playing through Jaden Brown right now, and he's taking his time, like looking at his options, and he's playing great balls in right now.
A lot of good opportunities for Connect as well here in the first half. So far, only one has been able to go into the back of the net, but Lewis Connect doing what he does, and that's getting the goals on the board for the Cavemen. Ball will go all the way back to Pay. Pay here will boot this one away. And that ball goes out of bounds and out. Throw-in coming up for Westlake.
Pay just like a little hesitant on that ball right there, but hey, it's better to kick it out than give away a goal. So
throw-in here for Westlake. On the far side, it'll be the Thunder to throw it in. Looking for Hepworth. Coming across defensively is Sam Nettesheim. And now Cavemen trying to win the ball in the middle of the park, but a foul called as Grady DeVries gets a little too much there.
And Cavemen are already back on the attack.
Ball floated through, looking in the direction of Connect. Connect takes a heavy touch as that ball goes out of bounds and out. It'll be a throw-in coming up.
All of that ball went out of bounds. The Westlake need to don't turn your back on the ball whenever you commit a foul, man. They're looking to attack right away.
One back by Miller Hall, only momentarily, as Westlake will boot this one away. And now here comes Westlake once more on the attack. One back by Nettesheim. Now wide to Suarez. Suarez here cuts inside, has an opportunity as he'll take it from distance. Pay with the save. The rebound, no, as American Fork comes up defensively and clears. Still an opportunity for Westlake as Grady DeVries brings it down, and a foul called.
A lot of controversy going on in this game. Once again, Westlake turning their backs on the ball, and American Fork are on the attack again.
Here comes Connect. Connect carries, beats one, beats two, plays it out wide in the direction of Brown. Brown has an opportunity here to cross. Does. Takes a deflection, finds Wilkinson at the top of the 18. Wilkinson with an opportunity as he'll play out wide to Brown. Brown with the cross coming in and into the hands of Ben Granados. Safely taking care of that counterattack, but what a sequence we just had, Carson. The penalty shouts over here on one end. A good counterattacking opportunity for American Fork. This game is wide open right now.
Yeah, this game is getting a little crazy right now with fouls being all over the field right now. I think Westlake got a little introduced to the Turf Monster as well, but that's a little controversial call right there as the the American Fork defender bodied him off the ball.
And at the end, American Fork doing a good job defensively to just boot that one away and deny it after Pay came up with a big save. It looked like Hepworth was going to get to the rebound, but again, just nicely defensively from American Fork.
Yeah, Pay's having a solid game so far, coming off his line and making sure the ball stays out of the back of his net and keeping his team at 0. He really wants that shutout, as you can tell.
Ball floated out after the free kick, and we'll have a throw-in coming up for Westlake as they stay on the attack. Ball comes in. No one there at the top of the 6. And now here comes Connect. Connect gets around 1. Connect can't get around 2. And one back by Westlake as Razavong boots this one away. One back in the middle of the park by Rios. Rios now in possession for American Fork. And nicely done by Westlake to win that one back. Connect coming across, and it goes out of bounds and out. We'll have a throw in here for the Westlake Thunder. Substitutions coming up as Cavemen looking to switch things up a little bit. Looks like Rios and Brown will be heading out to the bench for a breather. Checking in will be Nathan Sanchez. And I can't see the number from up here, unfortunately.
Dimitri Larson, number 13.
Larson, thank you. Ball goes out wide to Connect. Larson trying to win it back in the middle of the park. Does. Here comes Sanchez. Sanchez thought about it off the volley. Nicely defended by Westlake. Here comes Hepworth. Hepworth plays it back in the middle of the park. Looking for Christensen. Heavy pass, and one back by American Fork. Larson to Miller Hall. Hall pulls it back. Nicely done by Hall. Hall to Wilkinson. Wilkinson will play it out wide to Jolly. Jolly defended by Augusto. Osborne playing it in now. Takes a heavy touch and into the hands of Granados.
Once again, the Cavemen just being patient in their build-up. They're not eager to rush anything right now. They're up 1-0 on the board.
I like what we've seen so far as well tonight from Wilkinson and Miller Hall, who are controlling the middle of the park right now fantastically for this American Fork side.
It's overall a great team performance from the defense all the way to the top of the forward. Everyone's standing out, not one player is singly carrying the team. So
Westlake doing a good job so far responding to the Cavemen. Unfortunately, just still down a goal. And as you mentioned, we need to see more of Suarez on the ball. It's been a minute since they've been able to get that ball up to him.
I don't know what Coach Don Bastion said, but their defense has definitely stepped up a little bit with shutting down Canet, but their offense is kind of asleep right now.
Ball in now for Jolly. Jolly playing it in the middle of the park now for Miller. Miller Hall. Nice touch there from Sanchez and booted away by Rasavong. That'll be out for a throw, and Sanchez doing a good job there, showing off some athleticism, bringing that one in.
Yeah, that was a close call right there. You almost met the face of the Westlake defender right there, but that was still a beautiful touch.
Dangerous high boot, but Sanchez does well.
Yeah, high boots are never fun.
Never fun. Larson. Connect. Floats one through to Sanchez. Sanchez plays it back in and cleared out by Westlake. Larson trying to win that. And now it's Wilkinson. Miller Hall. Miller Hall playing it up. Gets around 1. Gets around 2. Hall into the 18. Takes a shot. Takes a deflection off of Rasavong and out for another throw. And again, American Fork keeping their foot on the gas. Another good opportunity.
Very unselfish team, and when they're in the 18-yard box, they're looking to play it in the 6-yard box every time they're in the attack, and no one's being selfish. Let's see some selfishness, Alex. I want to see some.
What you're saying is take more shots.
Yes, especially if you're the striker, man. You know, a striker's job is to score. Who cares about the assist? To get the goal.
Number 30 is number 5. Thank you. Ball comes out all the way to Pay, and we just had a ball come out, and now a foul called. apologies all evening to Ben Harley, who is wearing number 30, but he's listed as number 5 on our roster. So apologies. It's Ben Harley who's been doing well in the midfield all afternoon.
You know, Alex, I was a little confused as well, because I am pretty close friends with Ben Harley's brother, Sam Harley, and I was like, where the heck is Ben Harley at? And he's been on the field the whole time.
So it's Ben Harley controlling the middle of the park. Nice to see Hepworth here back on his feet as he gingerly heads over to the Westlake sideline.
Jaden and Ryan.
This is a Hepworth who is one of the leading goal scorers for this Westlake side, has 3 so far this season. And we hope he can carry on, but right now he's making his way over to the sideline after taking a fall over there.
Yeah, Hepworth's had a pretty solid game so far. I feel like he's helped them a lot in the attack, and his hold-up play is fantastic. But I think if he's hurt, that's going to be a big loss for the Thunder.
Keep an eye on Hepworth as that ball floated now in near the top of the 18. Off the free kick for Westlake. Ball back in play. Thunder still here in possession. Takes a header and one back in the middle of the park now by Lewis Connect. Connect getting around his defender, plays it to Osborne. Osborne settles it for Hall, yes, that's Miller Hall. And that ball goes out of bounds and out. Throw-in coming up here for Westlake.
I want to see Westlake get back into this one. They look like they were they weren't scared of the presence of American Fork, but right now they're a little slow, and just that goal has kind of ruined their confidence.
How badly do you think Hepworth wants that volley back earlier in that first half?
He probably wants that. He's probably going to have that in his dreams at night, and he's going to wish he finished that.
Fantastic opportunity there for Westlake to get back into this one, but unfortunately just went past the post. And now Westlake back in possession. Still plenty of time. 11 minutes left to go here in the first half. Only down 1-0 against this American Fork side. And it looks like now Westlake trying to get more into a rhythm as they have more possession here down the stretch.
Yeah, I would like to see the crowd kind of uplift this Westlake side, though. It's been kind of quiet here today, but you know, things can change. If maybe
Oh, I don't know about that one, Carson. It looked like a handball from up here.
Yeah, that was definitely a handball, Alex. That's a little questionable reffing right there, but you know, can't say much about it.
Connect wins it back. Connect cuts inside. Connect. Take a shot. Connect. He does, and it's in.
Ooh, Alex, that one's gonna sting. We got that no-call handball down here, and American Fork capitalized off that counter, and Connect gets another goal.
Lewis Connect cuts back inside, puts it on his left, cuts it back out to his right, takes a shot, and makes it 2 as the Cavemen lead 2-0 with 10:17 left to go here in the first.
That's got to suck for Westlake right there.
It's a tough decision.
Yeah,
tough decision for sure.
Got to feel for them for sure. That's wow.
It looked like a handball from up here. I thought we were going to get a whistle. Didn't. The play continues, and Connect just capitalizes. Makes it 2-0.
Yeah, good on Connect, though. He's got himself a brace now. He's looking better than ever out there. He's added 2 goals to his 11 goals he's had this season. That makes it 13.
Connect now back on the attack as that ball goes out of bounds and out. It'll be a throw-in once more here for the Cavemen. Again, they lead it 2-0 thanks to Lewis Connect, who has been fantastic all year.
That was great composure in the box right there. That's all you want from a forward right there, you know, just great composure and knows how to slot it into the net.
Now here comes Ben Harley as he wins the ball in the middle of the park. Harley plays it up the sideline, coming across to cut that one out is Lorenzo Augusto, who does a fantastic job there. That ball out of bounds and out. Throw-in coming up here for the Cavemen.
Yeah, Harley did a wonderful job of just, you know, showing his skills on the ball right there, but unfortunately got stood up at the line. But, you know, let's see what the Cavemen can do with his throw-in.
Ball played in. Connect will take the volley and doesn't miss by much. What a shot there from Lewis Connect.
Connect wants that hat trick. I think he's going to do everything he can to get that hat trick as well. You know, you just saw on a low percentage shot volley. That would have been a beautiful goal right there, Alex.
That ball, if that ball would have just snuck into that top far right corner, oh, that would have been one of the goals of the year.
Agreed.
Harley losing out possession here in the middle of the park. Now it's Nault. Nault playing it out up to Grady DeVries. DeVries plays it to Augusto. Augusto up the sideline in the direction of Jensen and safely into the hands of Maddox Pay.
Yeah, Westlake are looking at the play off the counter right now. They're just barely missing that final ball.
Time ticking away here in the final stretch of the first half. 8:09 left to go here in the first. It's American Fork up 2-0 against the Thunder. Again, happy to be with you tonight. It's Alex Napolis alongside me, Carson Lentz, making his debut on the Rewind Sports Network mic.
Yeah, this is a beautiful day for some soccer. You know, you got the lake over there, you got the perfect view of the field. What could be better than this?
Absolutely nothing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Ball now for Westlake as that ball comes out. And Granados will boot this one away. Augusto now wins it in the middle of the park. Augusto trying to slide one through. Does find Suarez. Pay coming off his line. Takes a deflection and cleared out only momentarily as Jensen trying to get on the end of it. Jensen coming across. And that ball will be out for the goal kick.
Westlake are so eager to get on the board right now. That was a beautiful ball played into the Suarez right there. Another controversial call, though. What are your thoughts, Alex?
Looked like a goal kick from up here. But Suarez doing a good job of, again, just using his speed to get in behind. Unfortunately, Maddox Pay has been fantastic as a sweeper keeper all afternoon for American Fork and does it again.
Yeah, you know, the turf just takes that ball, and the ball just rolls even faster on the turf. So Westlake are very unfortunate to not have a goal on the board yet, but they're going to keep working for it.
It is now Harley who wins in the middle of the park. Harley plays it up to, that was Brainy, who tries to float one through, and out comes Granados, who just plays it out. It's now Luis Augusto. Augusto plays it up. Headed away by American Fork as Grady DeVries wins it back in the middle of the park. Larson coming across, wins it for American Fork. Here comes Dimitri Larson. Floats one through to Suarez. Suarez brings it down. The volley can't connect as that one takes a deflection. It'll be out for a corner, and Suarez so close once again.
Yeah, Suarez is very unfortunate not to have himself a goal yet. The crowd's finally getting into it, though. They're trying to uplift their team and drive them forward to get a goal on the board.
5:40 left here in the first. And a good set-piece opportunity coming up here for the Westlake Thunder off the corner. Suarez, again, doing his best to try to get in behind that American Fork defense. And now here comes the ball floated in near post. Low-driven cross that will take a deflection and out for a goal kick.
And you got a little miscommunication between the AR and the center ref right there.
Center calling for the corner. AR was calling for the goal kick, but we will go out to the corner. And Nault will head over to the far side to take the kick for Westlake. Nault will cross this one into the box. Floated out by Harley. Brought in now. Here comes Westlake, and Harley wins it back. Now a good counterattack opportunity as nicely won back by Westlake. Here comes Augusto, who will play it to Suarez, and Suarez just can't get on the end of it. Another opportunity here for Devin Suarez.
He's going to get one sooner or later if they keep giving him the ball. He looks very composed on the ball, and he's very eager to get a goal.
Here comes Westlake now on the other end as Harley in the middle of the park, losing out possession. That ball to Caden Pay. And now here comes Miller Hall. Miller Hall losing out possession. Nicely won back by Grady DeVries, and then one back by Miller Hall. Now out to Larson. Dimitri Larson One back momentarily by Augusto. Here comes Miller Hall. Harley back to Hall. Hall up the sideline now. Here comes the Cavemen. Ball out wide. This is Connect, who brings it in. Connect had a chance there to cross, takes a deflection, and now American Fork corner coming up.
Connect looking like Kylian Mbappe out there, taking on the line, and no one can guard him right now. That's who he reminds me. He's even got the 7 on right now.
Lewis Connect has been fantastic tonight. And a big reason as to why this Caveman side is coming to this one 8-2 overall. Does a lot on the offensive end for this Caveman side. We've seen it tonight.
Yeah, Ben Harley and Miller Hall are controlling that midfield right now. Both are tempo setters, and they're controlling how the Cavemen play this game right now, and I really like what I'm seeing from those two.
Booted away by Granados. One back by Jolly. Jolly can now carry for American Fork to Harley. Harley back to Jolly. Jolly to Harley. Harley into the middle now for Larson. Larson will play it back. Out wide to... looks like that's number 32, Gavin Nash. Ball given away. Here comes Jensen. Jensen for Westlake. Takes the shot, takes a deflection. Nicely defended there by Ben Hess. Still, as Hess will now be in possession for the Cavemen, and a good opportunity there for Westlake.
Yeah, Westlake is very eager once again. They want a goal, and they don't want to lose this game. You know, they've only had 3 wins so far this season. I guarantee you they don't want to lose another one.
Ball played out wide, looking for Connect. Connect has made a switch over now. Was running a lot here on the near side. Now he finds himself over on the far side and continues to be as effective. Larson. Larson into Sanchez. Sanchez up the sideline and can't keep it in as that ball will roll out of bounds and out. Goal kick coming up.
Ties.
And we got Mason Jolly, who shifted over to left back from right back. That's nice versatile player right there. Can play both sides of the field.
.145 left to go here in the first. It'll be Westlake who brings it out in possession. Ball played over the top, looking for Suarez. Takes a deflection. Suarez can still get on the end of it. Does. Devin Suarez defended by Nash. Nash gets the final touch as he pokes that one away. And it'll be a goal kick, or excuse me, a throw-in coming up on the far side.
Yeah, Westlake playing that old boot ball over the top and pray. They're hoping Suarez can get in and get himself a goal.
He has the speed for it, for sure. Nault will bring it in for Westlake. Has an opportunity here to cross as Jolly comes across defensively. Hess is there. Hess can boot this one away. Leaves it for Jolly. Jolly will clear out now as Westlake's able to win it back. Jolly now there gets a big boot on it away. In the middle of the park, it's Christensen. Christensen playing it back for Rasavong. Rasavong will go out wide. Here comes Westlake now on the attack.
Very unfortunate not to get that switch right there. The turf, you know, just taking that ball once again.
Throwing coming up here for American Fork. One in the middle of the park now for Harley. Rasavong trying to get on the end of that one. And cleared away by Westlake. Here comes Augusto. One back by Harley. Harley now to Pay. Pay in the middle now for Larson. Nice defensive effort there from Rasavong. Gets around. Harley gets around Rasavong. And booted away by Westlake. And that should do it.
That was a great sequence from Harley right there. You know, going into halftime now. Harley's a baller. He's a tall guy. He has great feet. You don't see that very often, Alex.
As you mentioned, Harley and Miller Hall doing fantastic in the middle of the park. Really the engine for this American Fork side. And they've been incredible tonight for American Fork.
Yeah, American Fork will be happy going into the halftime. I bet they wish they've gotten at least 2 more, though. They had plenty of chances, but Westlake are going to go in the halftime and the break and hoping they can get things together.
Look, for Westlake, I've liked what I've seen so far from them, but what do they got to do in the second half to maybe try to get back into this one?
I feel like they're doing pretty good. They just have been very unlucky. They need to keep the ball more, though. I want to see them keep the ball more and keep playing Schwarz. And Schwarz, he already has 7 goals on the season. I guarantee you he wants more.
And so we've reached the end of the first here at Westlake High School. It's the Thunder down 2-0 against the Cavemen. We're going to take a quick step away here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heidemann & Associates. Stick with us for second half action when we return. Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heidemann & Associates. I'm Alex Napolis, happy to be joined today by Carson Lance. And we are here at Westlake High School. It is a 2-0 lead for the Cavemen as we get ready to start the second half. And let's reflect a little bit on that first half, take it in. It was a fun first half.
Yeah, it was a good first half from both teams. Unfortunately, the Thunder are down 2-0 at halftime, but they're coming back into this second half hoping to take it to the Cavemen. The Cavemen had a great first half as well, and I bet they want to drive the Thunder into the ground, Mercer rule them.
Real quick before we get into all the action here at Westlake, the Westlake Thunder tonight are celebrating a cancer awareness evening here for this match, and so we want to give a big shout out to our guy Dusty Litster. Dusty, the entire Rewind Sports family is with you. We love you, we thank you, and we're here with you. Westlake's here with you as they celebrate cancer awareness this evening. Ben Granados gets the ball, and we'll play it out for the Westlake Thunder. Ball up now to Suarez. Suarez trying to keep control on that one. Plays it back, and now here comes the Westlake Thunder. Hardly wins it in the middle of the park, and now here comes Miller Hall. Hall playing it to Brown. Brown taking a shot. It'll go past the post and out. Goal kick.
And not a bad attempt by Brown right there. He's looking to find the goal right there, but unfortunately his shot is just narrowly wide.
That ball will come out as Lorenzo Augusto wins it. And now one back by Brown. Brown to Hall. Miller Hall up the sideline. Hall gets around 2. Hall trying to get around a third. Does. Cuts inside. Here comes Hall. Hall plays it in the middle of the park now for Harley. Harley takes a shot from distance, takes a deflection, and that ball will trickle out of bounds and out for the corner.
Yeah, American Fork just coming out right away and looking to get more goals on the board. They're not going to fall asleep anytime soon.
Ball comes. Well, we'll have a switch here as it was originally Ben Harley who was going to take the goal kick. And now it'll be Jaden Brown crossing it in. Punched away by Granados. Taking a shot. It was the Cavemen there with a volley, but didn't connect. Nicely saved there by Granados. Ball now to Hepworth. Good to see Hepworth back on the field. He had to come off earlier in the first half. Starts the second half here for Westlake. Had a couple of good opportunities in the first half too, Hepworth.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him back out there and not being severely injured and back out there to help his team try to get back into this game.
Connect, losing out possession. Nicely done defensively there from Westlake. Ball out wide, and now here come the Thunder. Larson trying to win it back in the middle of the park. Intercepted there by Hall. And now it's Dimitri Larson who will play it all the way back to Ben Hess. Hess who plays it out wide to Jolly. Jolly pressured by Augusto. And now Lorenzo Augusto wins it back for Westlake. Only momentarily as Harley wins it. Now here comes Ben Harley. Harley in possession. We'll go all the way back to Pay. Ball out wide now to, that is Gavin Nash. In the middle now for Harley. Harley to Jolly. Jolly to Larson. Larson playing it up to Brown. Hall, Larson. American Fork here doing a good job in possession. just passing it back and forth, back and forth. No need to force anything, just taking their time dictating this second half so far.
Yeah, 2-0 lead over the Westlake Thunder right now. They're in no rush to get more goals right now. They're going to wait for them to come. But 2-0 is one of the most dangerous leads in this game. And, Westlake get one, and they just need to get another one to tie the game.
Here come the Thunder, looking for that one. That ball will go back to Pay, and Pay will boot this one away. Or excuse me, that is no longer Pay. Looks like we had a switch in keepers here at the halftime break. And now that ball up to looking in the direction of Jolly, and Jolly will boot this one away.
I think it's 39.
Believe that's Sebastian Barreda now in goal for the American Fork Cavemen. And now ball in for Westlake. Floated out. Swenson was looking out wide. One back by American Fork only momentarily as Connect is dispossessed. Nice turn here for Westlake. Now the Thunder trying to get in behind. One back momentarily by the Cavemen. Harley wins it in the middle of the park. Harley playing it to Larson. Larson out wide to Nash. Nash will float it up the sideline for Connect. Connect bringing it in and out for a throw.
Westlake are just leaving a big gap in the midfield right now. They're allowing Harley to get space and have him dictate the tempo of this game. I think that's the player they need to shut down right now is Ben Harley, and he's just so comfortable on the ball right now, and he's not going to slow down if they don't shut him down.
They'll just shield this one through as that ball goes out of bounds and out. So we'll have a goal kick here for Westlake. Substitutions coming up as Saunders checks back in. Heading out for a breather will be number 9, Lorenzo Augusto for the Thunder. Granados plays it out. And now here comes Westlake. Rasavong playing it to Swenson. Swenson out wide looking for Hepworth. Hepworth trying to keep that one in bounds. Can't as it goes out of bounds and out. Throw-in coming up as Jolly plays it in quickly. We'll go all the way back to Barreda. And now out wide to Gavin Nash. Nash, nicely cut out there by Westlake. And they'll just shield it off for a goal kick.
Yeah, slow start to the second half from Westlake. They can't seem to get anything going right now. Every time they win the ball back, they just find it going out of bounds and straight back to American Fork.
They got to get back a little bit to that high press, high pressure that they had in that first half early, where they were winning the balls up in the attacking third, had a couple of good chances. We haven't really seen that since about halfway through the first.
Yeah, I feel like their game plan in the first half was going not too bad. I felt like it was...
The shot, and Barreda with the save, off the line, keeps it. And that is what we need from Westlake. A great opportunity as Barreda comes across and denies Westlake from pulling one back.
Yeah, it's exactly what Westlake needed right there. They got the ball into the 18 and got a shot off. Unfortunately, didn't find the back of the net, though.
Barreda doing a fantastic job there on the save, and then was able to recover and keep that one from crossing the line. Keeps this one at 2-0. Ball one now by Larson. Larson bringing it in, plays it out wide, looking for Brown. Saunders there as Derek Saunders wins it back for Westlake, looking for Swenson. Swenson now carries. Swenson cuts back. Swenson can't connect with Saunders. That ball goes out of bounds and out. Throw-in coming up.
Yeah, Westlake just look a little lost right now. They can't get anything going, and their players don't look very composed and confident right now. Let's see if they can turn things around.
Like I said, they got to get back to what they were doing in that first half, that early first half where they looked good.
Exactly. The American Fork was having a hard time handling that press, and yeah, that was a foul call right there by the ref outside the box. It potentially looked like it could have been a penalty, but let's see what American Fork can do right here.
Good set piece opportunity coming up here for the Cavemen. That free kick will just be inches outside of the 18-yard box.
But yeah, as we were saying, we just want Westlake to get back to the way they were pressing, and American Fork was having a hard time handling that, and Westlake looked like they could have gone on the board a couple times in the first half with that noticeable Hepworth miss.
And now here comes a set-piece opportunity as Jolly will float this one in. Granados punches it out. Brown was there, takes a deflection, and we'll have a goal kick.
Yeah, not a bad ball by Jolly right there. Unfortunately, he didn't find any runners making a run into the box, and everyone just stood still, and no one made a run to the front post.
Granados did a good job there to punch that one out, too, coming off his line. And now here comes Larson for American Fork. Ball back to Nettesheim. Now out wide to Jolly. Jolly flicks it off to Brown. Brown coming across to Saunders defensively. Gets around to, and Brown's still in possession here as he cuts it back. Floated in, looking in the direction of Harley, and it will just float through and out for the goal kick.
That was a great ball by Brown once again. He's played countless balls into the box and looking to get more goals for his team. I was surprised Ben Harley didn't find that ball at his feet and get a shot off on goal.
Jaden Brown. He's been almost an unsung hero so far this season for American Fork. You look at the top goal scorers, the top leaders in this team, not there with Connect, Osborne, and Harley, but tonight he's been dishing it out, and he's been really good on the ball.
Yeah, although his numbers aren't showing up in the stat sheet, his presence is well known by Westlake on the field.
Ball coming out to Connect. Lewis Connect brings it up. Takes on two. Connect up the sideline. Here comes Connect. Coming across is Rassavong. Huge defensive play from Rassavong to clear it out for Westlake. Hepworth trying to get on the end of it, and a foul called. This one will go against the home side.
Yeah, that foul could have went either way. That was a 50-50 ball, but what a run by Connect once again. As I said, he looks like Kylian Mbappe out there. That's a huge comparison, but just the way he has the ball in his stride and the way he can just easily get the ball off his feet quickly and then take that huge touch and still have the ball at his feet.
Very versatile, and I love what we've seen from Connect tonight. Free kick here for American Fork as that one's floated in, looking towards the top of the 18, cleared out by Westlake, and now here comes Jolly back in possession. Jolly to Harley. Harley now with an opportunity as Harley looks to get it back into Brown. Brown leaves it for Hall. Hall leaves it for Brown. Brown now in possession. Brown. And loses his footing there. One back by Westlake. Little pinging around there in the middle of the park, and it ends up back at the feet of the Cavemen as Hall will play it out wide. Hall now trying to get it up the sideline, defended by Saunders. Hall crosses it in and was looking in the direction of Brown. Brown brings it in. Brown takes a touch, gets around one, plays it into Connect. Connect to Hall. Hall near the top of the box will take it from distance and skims past the post. Nice build-up there from American Fork. Unfortunately, can't find the back of the net.
Yeah, well, like you said, a nice build-up. Could have been a better shot, but, Hall barely put it wide.
Good opportunity here for the Cavemen.
Cavemen aren't going to give up. Westlake has got to fight back and show some grit.
Doing a fantastic job in possession, just the passing back and forth, trying to find their opportunity. Little tiki-taka, if you will. It's working really well right now for American Fork.
Yeah, their on and off ball presence is really nice right now. They're looking for that 1-2 every time, as you just saw right there. Again,
Harley plays one in through, and now here comes their center back all the way from the end line to cross it in, but unfortunately just can't connect. And how about that? It was number 19, Sam Nettesheim, all the way from his center back position, getting into the attacking end for American Fork, trying to find their third.
Yeah, American Fork aren't going to let down, and they want to pit this Westlake team to bed and get their 9th win of the season.
Ball out wide to Connect. Connect brings it in, leaves it for Brown. Brown now carries. Brown Taking a shot. Rasavong there to defend it and takes a deflection. Connect now trying to win it back. Does. Here comes Lewis Connect. Connect into Harley. Harley with a nice pass. Can't connect with Connect. And now here comes Rasavong. Rasavong loses out possession. Hall wins it back. Here comes Hall. Rasavong doing a great job defensively. And now American Fork here in possession.
Alex, this ref is being very controversial right now. You know, there could have been another call right there. He's having a hard time picking and choosing what he wants to call as a foul right now.
Ball goes safely into the hand of Granados. And now Westlake have an opportunity here to carry the ball. As we have 25-30 left to go here in the second half. It is the Cavemen who still lead it 2-0. The sun has set. The lights are on. It's getting a little breezy, but we're still out here as Westlake trying to find a response and cut this lead in half.
Yeah, still feels nice. Not too bad. Cooled down a little bit, so not too shabby. It's a nice little breeze, as you said.
Westlake now on the throw. Swenson will take a long throw in into the box, looking for Suarez. As that ball cleared out by the American Fork Cavemen, still as Saunders tries to flick one back. And now American Fork can hit on a quick counter here with Harley. Harley trying to filter one through to connect. Too much on the pass, and it'll just float safely back to Granados.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscommunication right there. I think Connect wanted the ball at his feet, and Harley wanted to play him through.
Look, we mentioned this in the first half, and I think it needs to be said again, where it has been a minute since Suarez has really had a good opportunity on the ball.
Yeah, we need to see more of him, like right now. Let's see if he, yeah, Suarez is having a hard time in the second half getting into the game, and I think Westlake hasn't done the best of finding service for him, though, and so, you know, you can't fault him for that.
Not only that, but I think it's also a lot defensively, a lot of credit defensively to American Fork, who have been fantastic so far this afternoon defensively against a dangerous player like Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez is just trying to find the ball at his feet every time, and American Fork's doing a good job at just disrupting that and not letting him control it.
Throw-in coming up here as Jacob Lewis will play it in. Saunders will go all the way back to Granados, who's far off his line. Granados takes a heavy touch, pressured by the Cavemen, but still in possession is Westlake, as that ball was looking to go out wide to Jacob Lewis, but it goes out of bounds and out. Throw-in coming up here for the visitors.
Yeah, once again, Westlake just getting the ball back and just finding the ball out of bounds. Once again, giving it right back to American Fork.
Substitutions coming up here for both sides now, as Hall and Larson will be heading to the bench for the visiting Cavemen. Coming off for the home side is Saunders. Checking in is Danilo Costa for Westlake. Yeah,
Westlake's showing a lot of frustration right now with 23 minutes to go. They got to get that together if they want to get back into this game.
Rios now in possession. Hudson Rios plays it in the middle for Brown. Brown trying to find Harley. Harley leaves it for Suarez, and now Suarez gets around one, gets around two. Back to Suarez. Suarez staying up the sideline. Here comes a good opportunity for Westlake, as Suarez will look to float one in and safely into the hands of Sebastian Barreda.
Yeah, that was some good vision by Suarez right there. Probably could have played that ball a little bit better, though.
Suarez doing a good job to get around two defenders, get that on the side, or get that up the sideline, but fortunately just can't connect with anybody in the middle.
Yeah, as I said, Westlake has been having a hard time in the second half feeding him, but they did right there, and he showcased what he's capable of.
Throwing over on the far side for the Cavemen, as Osborne will look to bring that one in. Osborne battling it out. Osborne goes down, cleared out by Westlake. And defensively, the Thunder coming up big.
Yeah, once again, you know, a lot of people could see that as a controversial tackle right there, and any other ref could have called that as a foul.
Ball now out wide to Danilo Costa, who gets his first touch since checking in. One back by Grady DeVries. Grady will float one into Suarez. Suarez with an opportunity, takes the shot, and it's a big save by Barreda.
I couldn't tell if that went off the defender or the goalkeeper right there, but either way, that was a great save right there.
Westlake, it's not over. 21 minutes left, and Westlake now trying to find their opportunities to get forward. Corner kick coming up for the home side.
This is a battle whoever wants it the most right now.
The cross comes in, looking back post. No one is there as American Fork is able to clear it out. Now American Fork can hit on a quick counter. Here come the Cavemen as Brown cuts that one back. Brown will float one in, or excuse me, now it's Brown. Brown doing a good job to keep the pressure. Here comes Brown. Brown cuts it, takes the shot, and can't put it on frame as that one sails over the bar and out for the goal kick.
Yeah, great little run by Brown right there. Unfortunately, he didn't get that on target, though, but Brown's been having a fantastic game so far.
Looking to pick off that top right corner of Granados there, but unfortunately just can't keep it on frame. Good opportunity there for the Cavemen, and now here comes Westlake as DeVries brings it in. Grady DeVries looking to play it out wide. Jolly with an interception. Back now to Rios. Rios will go back to Hess. Hess to Rios. Again, American Fork here just controlling possession, taking their time in possession. Here comes Harley. Harley. Back now to Jolly. Jolly will play it into Rios. Rios will cut it back, and one back by Swenson, only momentarily, as Connect. Here comes American Fork with Lewis Connect. Rios. Jolly. Back now to Rios. Harley. Harley into Jolly. Jolly leaves it for Lewis. Connect. Connect into the box. Connect. Gets around one. Can't get around two. And nicely defended by Westlake.
Jolly, the left back in and all the way up there and helping out with the attack. He's had a really solid game defensively and offensively today. You can tell he's a modern-day fullback right now. He's getting up and down the field like a player like Jal Cancelo would, and he's shifting into the middle. I really like what I saw from Jolly today.
American Fork not done here as they get into the attack, and now one back by Westlake as the ball cleared out, and it'll go to Hess. Hess will play it to Rios. Rios out wide now to Jolly. Jolly playing it into Harley. Harley will go back, and one back by DeVries. DeVries for Westlake. Jolly coming across, and DeVries does a good job to keep possession. Nault. Here comes Lewis. Lewis will play it back to Nault. Westlake now trying to get a little bit of possession of their own as Suarez here in the middle of the park will look to boot one over the top in the direction of Hepworth. But who else is there but Jolly?
Yeah, Jolly's just all over the field today, man. He's on the ball, off the ball. He's not letting Westlake get through him at all either.
And I love that you mentioned the modern-day attacking fullback, because back in my day, I was a fullback, and I would tell you right now, I could not do the back-and-forth running that Jolly has done tonight. And the fullback position has evolved into that.
Yeah, back in my day at Snow College, I went in as a striker, and I went out as an outside back. And, I learned to like the position a lot more, and it definitely takes a lot of conditioning, though. And Jolly's doing perfect out there. He's fit, and he's helping out in the attack and helping out in the defense.
Ball one back by Danilo Costa as Westlake here trying to get back in possession. Get back on the attack. And now Swenson plays it to Nault. Nault to DeVries. DeVries out to Costa. Costa can carry up the sideline. Defended by Sanchez. Brought back by DeVries. DeVries to Nault. Westlake again here doing a good job of getting back into possession and then giving away. Here comes Connect. Rasavon coming across defensively, wins it back for Westlake. Here comes DeVries. DeVries carries. Jolly coming across to cut it out. And that ball will be out for a throw.
Yeah, Jolly's having once again getting that tackle in and keeping Westlake out of their back of the net. American Fork's on the attack once again. Can they get something going? Ball to Connect. Can't find his feet. Here comes Westlake. Harley keeps the ball.
And now here comes Rios. Rios will play it out wide. One back by Westlake. And now that ball will go out of bounds and out. Throwing coming up here for the visitors. Little over halfway through with the second half, still 2-0. The last time these two teams faced each other, it was a 4-3 thriller in which American Fork was able to win. So far, American Fork doing a great job defensively again to hold them to 0 and have that clean sheet. Here comes Sanchez.
Let's see if Westlake can get at least one to spoil the party and not have American Fork leave their home with a shutout.
And that's all it'll take. One goal can really change momentum in this one. Again, because Westlake now doing a better job of holding the ball and being better in possession as we head down the stretch here in the second half. That ball out wide from Harley. Harley playing it up to Connect. Lewis Connect playing it back to Harley. Nicely cut out by DeVries. And now DeVries trying to play it up for Westlake. Nault coming across defensively. Swenson goes down. Rios wins it back. Swenson winning it back now in the middle of the park for Westlake. Swenson trying to find some support. Lewis will boot this one away. Throwing coming up here for the visitors. Ball goes out. Throwing coming up here for Jolly. Ball played in. Hall. Doing a good job there to keep possession for the Cavemen, as now defensively to cut it out will be Westlake.
Yeah, the parents showing their displeasure with the ref tonight to cut the guy some slack.
That ball will go all the way back to Barreda. And Barreda can play it out for American Fork, as it'll be Sam Nedeheim. That ball now out wide to Grant. Nice flick there from Osborne. Can't keep possession, though, as the Cavemen poked away by Swenson, brought in by Costa. Costa can now bring it up the sideline. Does. Costa playing it into Jensen. Jensen looking back for Costa on the wing. Cut out by American Fork. Rios in the middle of the park. Harley does a good job and almost loses possession there.
Yeah, it's like the first mistake that we've seen from Harley all night.
That is true. That is true. Harley's been great. Him and we can't state this enough, that him and
Miller
Hall in the middle of the park have been the engine for this American Fork side tonight.
Great midfield pair right there. They're having a great game tonight.
DeVries. DeVries back out wide to Hepworth. Now it's Rasavong. DeVries. DeVries trying to float one in through to Suarez. And Suarez finds himself offside, so he'll just let that one roll to Hess. Hess boots it away. Takes a heavy bounce on the turf. And now Osborne goes down. Foul called. Played quickly. Ball out wide now to Connect. Connect brings it up the sideline. Connect takes on one. Connect has an opportunity here. Connect trying to get around two. Can't. Connect goes down. Here comes an opportunity still for American Fork, as Osborne at the top of the 18, taking a shot from distance and just skims past the post again.
Oh, he tried pitting that one with the outside of his foot and almost barely chipped it into the top right corner.
Great shot from American Fork, despite the pinballing around the deflections that were happening inside the box. Lewis Connect again just running up that sideline and creating some good opportunities for American Fork.
Yeah, Westlake haven't been able to maintain Connect's present all game, and then as he heads off the field, he should get a round of applause from the fans. Man, he's had a solid game tonight, and he's just going to keep even better and better in the playoffs.
Lewis Connect heads out to the bench for a breather. The 2 goals, thanks to Connect. Here comes Pay. Pay plays it in. Nicely defended by Westlake as they cut it out. Here comes Swenson, and now an opportunity for a counter. One back by Jolly. Nicely cut out by the fullback, as that ball will go back to Hess. And American Fork back in possession with 11:40 left to go. Time running out here for Westlake. Jolly to Rios. Cut out. One in the middle of the park now by Westlake as Suarez takes a heavy touch as he looks to turn his defender. Hall coming across defensively, and Hall showing up big again for American Fork. Here comes Hall once more as he's back in possession. Hall goes down, defended by Westlake. It looks like that was DeVries. And now American Fork back in possession.
Yeah, American Fork is not letting up, man. They want another goal, and they're giving it to Westlake right now. Westlake is having a struggle. As we said in the first half, they were doing very good at pressing that back line of American Fork, and they've changed it up, and visibly you can see that Westlake's forwards are getting frustrated, and they're not getting any service right now. And makes sense. I would be frustrated too if I was a forward and then my team's not feeding me.
It seems like at this point of the game, another goal for the Cavemen would just about seal it, and a goal for Westlake would bring this one back as the volley almost converted there. Goes over the bar and out.
Yeah, that was a great. He brought it down with his chest and turned and shot. That was a great shot. Sadly, he didn't find the back of the net, though, Alex.
They had one similar in the first half where I think it was Connect who hit it for a volley and almost picked up the top corner, and that would have been the goal of the year. That one, very similar.
Yeah, it seems like American Fork's just trying to, get a highlight reel right now, just taking crazy shots and seeing if they can find the back of the net.
Here comes Westlake again, just looking for a response, looking to cut this lead in half. It's Harley who wins it back in the middle of the park. Hall almost dispossessed by Suarez, and now Suarez back in possession. Suarez taking it from distance, trying to find Barreda off his line, taking a shot, and that ball will go over and out, and it looks like we'll have our first yellow card of the evening, and it'll go to number 10, Miller Hall.
And Miller Hall has had a great game, though. Unfortunately, he's picking up a yellow card, and, with these high school rules, when you get a yellow card, you have to go off the field.
Hall will head out to the bench for a breather as he receives his yellow card caution. And here we are with 9:37 left to go, and that is the first yellow of the evening.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good battle today, and I'm surprised that's the first yellow that's been handed out tonight.
There's been some good crunching tackles throughout this one, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even really catch what Hall did, so I'm kind of a little bit thrown off on that yellow right now.
Ball back in play as the Cavemen trying to play it out of their defensive half with Gavin Nash. Now it's Nash again. Ball one back in the middle of the park by Westlake, given away as the Cavemen winning the ball back. Here comes Pay. Can't get a touch on it. One back by Westlake. DeVries loses out possession. Ball now for Harley. Harley to Rios. Rios will play that one out wide. Looks like that might be Brown. Brown plays it inside to Pay. Pay looking back out. And cut out by Westlake.
And once again, American Fork disrupting Suarez's hold-up play, and they've done a good job at that all game. He's had 7 goals this season. He's obviously a dangerous player, and then whatever the coach for American Fork has written up, they have had a very good job at shutting down Suarez.
Had a couple of good opportunities in the first half. Was good at pressuring the ball, but since then, since about halfway through the first, they've done a really good job to make sure that ball does not get to their main man.
Yeah, Westlake does look a little winded right now, though, and it's kind of affecting their play and obviously their press, and their game plan's kind of falling apart.
Here comes Lewis, and DeVries can't connect with Hepworth on the sideline. It'll be out of bounds and out. Throw in coming up here for American Fork on the near side as Jolly will throw this one in. Harley heading to the bench for a breather for the visitors. And it'll be Hall checking back in after receiving the yellow card earlier.
What a great game by Harley, though. That might be the last time we see him tonight, but applause to him. He's had a very good game. He shut down that midfield and controlled it all game.
Hall playing it to Rios. Rios will go all the way back to his defender, and Sanchez, trying to get on the end of that one, but it'll go out of bounds and out as Westlake here have another opportunity to throw it in. Throw it on the near side for Westlake.
7 minutes left in this game. Let's see if Westlake can get themselves on the board. Otherwise, this game's over.
And here comes a good opportunity as Westlake trying to get back into this one. Cuts it back, looking for support. Plays it in now to Christensen, who takes a shot from distance and can't put it on frame. That one will go over and out. Goal kick here for American Fork.
It's a nice little run by Westlake right there. Ball went over, though, for a field goal. Luckily, sadly, doesn't give them 3 points, though.
Goal kick taken quickly by American Fork as Barreda now can play this one out. One back by Costa in the middle of the park. Costa takes a heavy touch. Costa taking it from there. Takes a deflection, and now Costa wins it back. Here comes Christensen, who will again tee it up from distance. Can't put it on frame, or can't get it through, and now here comes Christensen again. Cuts back inside. Christensen gets it on his right, gets it on his left. Christensen taking it in and brought down, but no whistle.
What a tackle, Alex. That was Jolly once again coming in clutch for American Fork and keeping this game 2-0. He wants that shutout just as much as his keeper does.
Mason Jolly with a fantastic defensive effort. Now ball on the other end for American Fork as Sanchez brings it in. Sanchez taking it in. Sanchez at the top of the 18. Sanchez cuts back. Sanchez plays it through and can't connect with his defender. His attacker.
Great little individual play by Sanchez right there. Couldn't find the back of the net, though, as the ball went out of bounds, and Westlake is now throwing it in.
Taking it back to the previous play here with Trey Christensen. Some way, somehow, he gets past not one, not two, but three defenders. And then Jolly coming across, doesn't let him get the shot off, but it seemed like that was the chance there for Westlake to get back into this one.
Yeah, where's Christensen been all this game, man? That was a great little individual run by him, but that was an even better tackle by Mason Jolly.
Sanchez playing it to Rios. Rios taking on one, can't get past two, and now here comes DeVries. DeVries will play this one through, looking in the direction of Suarez, but it'll just go safely into the hands of Barreda, who will keep the ball at his feet and happy to take his time here.
Yeah, American Fork's in no rush right now to get going. They got 4 minutes left. I think they have this one right now.
Sanchez brings it down. Sanchez to Pay. Pay back to Sanchez. Now back to Pay. Pay brings it in. Cuts it back. Settles it for Arellano. Rios. Rios to Nash. Nash back to Rios. Rios plays it back out and settles it for Nash. That ball goes out of bounds and out. Throw-in coming up here for Westlake. 4 minutes left. Substitution as Swenson checks back in.
Starting to get a little chilly out here, Alex. I can only imagine that American Fork want to get out of here and go home and get in their bed and get all warm.
Throw in here for for Westlake as the Thunder trying to keep possession. One back well by American Fork. Ball played up. One back by Westlake as Christensen will hold possession.
Westlake hoping to just find whatever they can do right now. It doesn't seem like they really have a game plan. It's just their game plan is just to get up the field and hopefully they can get a goal.
Carson, we have a news flash coming from across the valley. It is the Pleasant Grove Vikings who walk away with a 3-1 win against the Lone Peak Knights. And all of a sudden, the region is wide open.
Wow. Did not expect that one.
Taking a look at what's ahead for American Fork. They sit at 4-2 in region play, about to be 5-2. They play Lehigh on Friday, your alma mater. They play Lone Peak on Wednesday, and then finish off the season with Pleasant Grove. So an outright region, as Barreda with the save, but an outright region championship is not out of the question for the Cavemen after that result.
Yeah, I bet Pleasant Grove's looking at that game versus Lehigh that American Fork has on Friday. Man, maybe Lehigh can come up with the upset. You know, Michael Chesler always has something up his sleeve. Let's see what he can do on Friday.
This next 3 games, this final stretch of the season down here in Region 3 is going to be super fun. We'll see what comes out of it, but Lone Peak falling to Pleasant Grove 3-1 against the Vikings.
Yeah, and Lone Peak's just coming off that 8-0 win last week versus the Lehigh Pioneers, and now going to playing Pleasant Grove and losing 3-1. That's a huge loss from the Lone Peak Knights. First
loss of region play for Lone Peak, and again, that's just going to set us up for a fun finish to Region 3 as Barreda will play this one out. Costa plays it to Hepworth. Hepworth up the sideline to Costa. Costa can't get to it as Ben Hess comes across to clear defensively. 2 minutes left, and we'll see if Westlake can pull off a Saratoga miracle now, as with 2 minutes left, this one's coming down to the stretch. Here comes Suarez trying to get on the end of that one. Barreda can't get to it. Cleared out by American Fork. And Westlake calling for a handball, as Suarez was saying that the defender got a hand on it.
I don't know how American Fork is doing it right now, but every time the ball is in the 18, the defenders just seem like they are magnets right now, and they're just getting deflection after deflection, keeping Westlake out of the back of their net.
20 goals conceded so far this season by the Cavemen, but tonight's defensive effort, tonight's defensive performance has been fantastic for the visitors.
Yeah, man, they've been holding it down back there all night, and looks like Miller Hall has dropped back into the defense after having a wonderful display in the midfield.
A ball will just float through and out for the goal kick. And American Fork here in no rush as we have reached the final minute here at Westlake High School.
Never know what can happen in a minute, though. In the game of soccer, if there's time left on the board, anything can happen.
Connect brings it down. Connect will float one through. Connect trying to get it to Arellano. Nicely defended by Westlake. And now here come the Thunder trying to hit on what could be one of the final attacks of the game. Ball through now to Hepworth. Hepworth is on. Hepworth with the cross, looking for Suarez. Suarez can't get on the end of it as it floats through, and now Suarez defended by 2. Suarez trying to get around his defenders. That ball out of bounds and out, throw in, and Suarez has to take it quickly. We'll leave it for Rasavong. Rasavong will go with a deep throw, playing it into the box. The header comes out and cleared away by American Fork. It's now Swenson who wins it in the middle of the park. Swenson playing it out to Costa. Costa, the cross comes in. Back post. Suarez is there. The header! Wide of the post!
Westlake is so unfortunate not to get one on the board with 14 seconds left in the game. That's gonna hurt.
Duncan Rasavong coming up from his center back position, found himself running into the back post all by himself, and that'll do it. Good opportunity there for Westlake at the end to try to put one back on the board. Unfortunately, just goes wide, and that'll do it. 2-0, the final score here at American Fork. Carson, let's get your final thoughts on this Region 3 battle.
Westlake showed a lot of fight in the end, like the last couple 20 minutes. They felt like they could get 2 more on the scoreboard and get back into this game, but American Fork's defense holds it down in the back line with notably a great performance from Mason Jolly at left back and right back. Wow, he is a great player, Alex.
Real quick, Carson, let's get your thoughts on a man of the match.
Owen Canet, obviously, he had a brace. The Westlake defense could not guard him. But, you know, I'm going to go ahead. The man I've been talking about all night, I'm going to give it to Mason Jolly. You know,
I like that pick.
Helped his team keep a shutout. You know, they've conceded 20 goals this season, and they come into the Saratoga Springs at Westlake High School, and they keep the clean sheet, you know. And he was great attacking and defensively, and Westlake couldn't deal with him as well as they couldn't deal with Owen Connect. But my man of the match is going to go to Mason Jolly.
Sitting at the top of Region 3 at the moment is the Lone Peak Knights, falling to 6-1 in region play. Pleasant Grove improved to 5-2. American Fork improved to 5-2. Skyridge and Lehigh, depending on how their game went, we'll see what the result is. That is yet to be posted. But Westlake falls to 1-6 here in Region 3. So again, just that top battle between the top 3 teams is going to be a fun stretch here as we head down to the final 3 games of the regular season before we head to the playoffs.
Yeah, all eyes will be on that game on Friday with American Fork visiting Lehigh. And I guarantee you Pleasant Grove are going to have their eyes on that game and hoping that Lehigh can pull off a miracle versus this great American Fork side.
Carson, want to thank you again for joining us here on the Rewind Sports Network. It was a blast, man. Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, I appreciate you for you having me. This is my first time ever doing this, and I had a great time with you, Alex. Hopefully we can do it again.
From Austin on the camera, from the entire Rewind Sports family, I'm Alex Napolis. We thank you for watching. The final score here at Westlake High School, 2 for Westlake, 0 for American Fork. We'll be back on next week for more boys soccer here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Everyone have a good night.